Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that many young men struggle with: attracting women, particularly those who initially seem disinterested. Now, before we dive into strategies, let's be very clear. Attraction is not about manipulation. It's about becoming a man of value, a man worth being attracted to. If you want to attract any woman, even if she's not interested, you must first ask yourself, why should she be? This is not about playing games. It's about becoming the kind of man who naturally commands attention, respect, and admiration. Women are not drawn to desperation, they are drawn to competence. Every man who has ever truly captivated others, whether in relationships, business, or leadership, has done so because he has built himself into someone of undeniable value. That's what attraction is, not tricks, not deception, but value. Look around. The men who struggle the most with women are the ones who lack a sense of purpose. They drift through life expecting others to recognize their worth without ever doing the work to earn that recognition. That's weakness, and weakness repels. The foundation of attraction is strength, mental strength, emotional resilience, and an unshakable commitment to personal excellence. A man who does not invest in himself has no right to expect admiration from others. Ask yourself, what kind of man do you admire? Is it the one who complains about how unfair life is, or the one who forges his own path despite every obstacle? Is it the one who seeks validation, or the one who stands tall regardless of whether the world approves? Women are biologically wired to seek security, but not just financial security, psychological security. They want a man who knows who he is, where he is going, and why he is going there. If you lack direction, you lack attraction. You must cultivate discipline. A man without discipline is like a ship without a rudder, adrift, powerless, at the mercy of the waves. A man with discipline moves with purpose, speaks with conviction, and commands attention without ever needing to ask for it. Women sense this, they feel it. When a man walks into a room with the presence of someone who has mastered himself, the air changes. His posture, his tone, his eyes, all of it speaks before he ever says a word. That is power, and power is attractive. Most men seek external validation, but the truly magnetic ones don't need it. They are not cold, but they are independent. They do not wait for permission to live with intensity, to pursue their goals, to dominate their chosen field. A man who lives with urgency, who wakes up every day with a fire inside him, is naturally captivating. There is nothing more unappealing than passivity. A man who waits for life to happen to him will always be overshadowed by the one who makes things happen. Stop waiting for the world to recognize your worth. Stop thinking that attraction is about luck. It is not. It is earned. The man who sharpens his mind, strengthens his body, and refines his character will always be more attractive than the one who relies on empty charm. You cannot fake strength. You cannot fake purpose. And you cannot fake the kind of presence that turns heads without effort. The moment you take responsibility for your life, you change. Women notice. People notice. The world notices. Most men look outward for the source of their failures. They blame women, they blame society, they blame bad luck. But the truth is brutal. You are exactly where you deserve to be based on the choices you have made. Change your choices and you change your reality. Everything you do either weakens or strengthens your presence. Every lazy habit, every excuse, every wasted hour makes you less of the man you could be. The opposite is also true. Every disciplined action, every step toward mastery, every challenge you embrace shapes you into someone impossible to ignore. Women do not overlook great men. They overlook men who blend into the background. If she's not interested, it's because she doesn't see you. Make yourself visible, not by seeking attention, but by becoming undeniable. Your body is a reflection of your discipline. Your mind is a reflection of your curiosity and hunger for growth. Your confidence is a reflection of your achievements. If you lack any of these, you will struggle. A man who builds himself into something exceptional does not need to ask for attraction. It happens as a byproduct of his effort. Women respect effort. They respect men who refuse to settle. They respect the ones who push forward when others quit. If you are not where you want to be, the answer is never external. It is always internal. Are you strong enough to be alone? Are you driven enough to wake up every day and demand more from yourself? Do you carry yourself like a man who knows he is moving towards something great, or like someone who hopes others will give him permission to be confident? True confidence comes from earned competence. It is not something you fake, it is something you build. A man who invests in himself does not need to convince anyone of his worth. It is obvious. His actions, his presence, his energy, all of it speaks louder than any words ever could. Women are drawn to certainty, to decisiveness, to men who have momentum. If you are stagnant, you are invisible. If you are constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly pushing your limits, you become magnetic. There is no shortcut. There is no trick. Attraction is not something you learn, it is something you become. It is the inevitable result of being the kind of man who refuses mediocrity. Most men will never do this. They will search for hacks, for easy answers, for ways to bypass the hard work, and they will fail. Because attraction cannot be faked. You either embody strength, purpose, and drive, or you don't. When you step into a room, your presence should announce itself before you even speak. This is not arrogance, it is certainty. A man who moves with purpose, who speaks with conviction, who is not easily swayed by opinions or rejection is intriguing. Women are drawn to men they cannot easily shake, to men who are rooted in their own value, regardless of external approval. If you chase, you lose. If you beg for attention, you lower yourself. But if you command attention through your actions, through your excellence, through your refusal to be anything less than extraordinary, you will never struggle to attract anyone. You must become the kind of man who sets the standard, who raises the bar, who leads by example, not by demand. Attraction is never about the other person. It is about you, about who you are, about what you have built, about the fire in your eyes when you talk about your purpose. If you have no purpose, no drive, no hunger, why should anyone be drawn to you? You cannot fake passion. You cannot fake discipline. And you cannot fake the aura of a man who is on a mission. Women do not want men who need them. They want men who are complete with or without them. That is the paradox. The more you chase, the less attractive you become. The more you build yourself into someone who is focused on his own path, the more people naturally gravitate toward you. Become the man who commands respect in every room he walks into. Become the man who carries himself with unshakable certainty. Become the man who never stops improving. Not for women, not for validation, but because you refuse to be anything less than excellent. The second you decide to take full control of your life, everything changes. Not just in dating, but in every aspect of existence. People are drawn to power, to discipline, to those who are going somewhere. If you lack direction, start now. If you lack discipline, start now. If you lack confidence, earn it. Because attraction is not something you seek, it is something you become. Women are not drawn to words, they are drawn to what a man embodies. Attraction is not an intellectual decision, it is a deep instinctual response to strength, direction, and certainty. If you want to captivate a woman, you must first understand what truly moves her at a core level. She is not looking for validation from you. She is looking for a reason to feel something undeniable. She is not impressed by effort alone. She is drawn to effortless dominance over your own reality. A woman's attraction is not dictated by logic. It is dictated by feeling. She does not care about what you say nearly as much as how you make her feel. And she does not feel attraction toward a man who is unsure of himself. If you hesitate, she senses it. If you seek her approval, she dismisses you. But if you are so deeply rooted in your own sense of purpose that her response does not dictate your confidence, she notices, and she cannot ignore it. Men mistakenly think that attraction is about external displays of status or wealth. It is not. These things may enhance attraction, but they are not the foundation of it. The foundation is a man's ability to lead, to remain unfazed in the face of pressure, and to make decisions with unwavering certainty. A woman will test you, not consciously, but instinctually, to see if you truly believe in yourself. If you waver, she will lose interest. If you stand firm, she will feel it. Women are wired to respond to stability, but not just financial stability, emotional stability. If your emotions are erratic, if you're easily swayed by external circumstances, she will sense weakness, and weakness repels. A man who has mastered himself does not seek control over others. He commands it naturally through his presence. Women are drawn to men who provide an environment of certainty because certainty is rare. She does not want a man who reacts emotionally to every situation. She wants a man who remains composed under pressure. A man who is not driven by impulse, but by principle. A man whose actions align with his words, whose decisions are made with precision, and who does not falter when faced with adversity. She must see that you are not easily moved, because that is the mark of a man who is truly in control. Attraction is about energy. It is not about manipulation, nor about forcing interest. It is about embodying qualities that make a woman feel safe, inspired, and intrigued. If you are desperate for her attention, she feels suffocated. If you are indifferent to her response, yet fully engaged in your own path, she becomes curious. The moment you stop seeking her validation is the moment she starts seeking yours. She's not interested in a man who needs her to feel complete. She is interested in a man who is already complete and allows her to be part of his world. If your happiness depends on her approval, she loses all respect for you. But if you are deeply content with or without her, she feels a pull toward you that she cannot logically explain. A woman's attraction is not about kindness alone. It is about presence. She must feel that you are a man of action, not just words. If you say you have ambition but take no steps toward it, she sees through you. If you claim confidence but seek reassurance, she loses faith in your strength. If you hesitate when making decisions, she senses doubt, and doubt is the enemy of attraction. Women do not want men who rely on them for direction. They want men who are the direction. A man who knows exactly where he is going in life does not ask for permission to lead, he simply leads. And she follows, not because she is forced to, but because she wants to. Because she feels something in his presence that she does not feel elsewhere. She does not desire a man who puts her on a pedestal. She desires a man who respects himself enough to expect respect in return. If you overvalue her, she undervalues you. But if you value yourself above external validation, she starts to wonder what makes you so certain. That curiosity turns into intrigue, and intrigue is the birthplace of attraction. Women respond to status, but status is not about money or fame. It is about perception. A man who carries himself like a king, who moves through the world with purpose and composure, is perceived as valuable regardless of his material possessions. A man who chases, who begs for attention, who loses himself in pursuit of approval, diminishes his own value. She is not interested in fixing you. She is interested in a man who is already whole. She may entertain weakness temporarily, but she does not desire it. If you are emotionally unstable, if you seek her as a solution to your problems, she will eventually leave. But if you stand firm, if you move through life as though you are on an unstoppable trajectory, she will want to be part of the journey. She is not drawn to perfection, she is drawn to progression. If you are constantly improving, constantly refining yourself, constantly pushing forward, she feels excitement in your presence. If you stagnate, if you become complacent, if you stop growing, she loses interest. A woman does not want to be your sole source of motivation. She wants to witness your motivation. She is attracted to men who can handle pressure. If you crumble under stress, she loses faith in you. But if you remain composed when others panic, if you make decisions without hesitation, if you project certainty in the face of chaos, she feels drawn to that strength, because strength is rare. She does not want a man who asks what he should do. She wants a man who knows what to do. Indecision is unattractive. A leader does not hesitate. A leader does not second guess himself. A leader moves forward with conviction and others follow. That is what creates attraction. Not asking for attention, but commanding it through certainty. A woman's interest is not won through logic. It is not a checklist. It is an experience. If she feels something powerful in your presence, she will be drawn to you whether she planned to or not. But if you lack depth, if you lack vision, if you lack intensity, she feels nothing. And without feeling, there is no attraction. She does not want to be the center of your world. She wants to be drawn into your world. If you make her your purpose, she will reject you. But if you are already moving with force towards something greater, she will naturally want to be part of it. She is not impressed by men who try to be impressive. She is drawn to men who simply are impressive. A man who does not need to boast, who does not need to prove himself, who does not need external validation, exudes an energy that others cannot ignore. She does not want a man who seeks approval from the world. She wants a man who dictates his own reality. If you let the opinions of others sway you, she sees you as weak. But if you remain unwavering in your path, if you refuse to be defined by anything other than your own principles, she cannot help but take notice. A woman will not fall for words alone. She falls for the unspoken, the way you hold yourself, the way you move, the way you make decisions without hesitation, the way you carry an aura of certainty that she cannot quite explain. That is what draws her in. She does not choose the man who needs her attention. She chooses the man who does not need anything, yet whose presence is impossible to ignore. If you take nothing else from this, understand this. Attraction is not something you chase. It is something you command. It is not won through desperation, but through dominance over your own life. Women are not drawn to words, gifts, or empty gestures. They are drawn to presence, to certainty, to a man who is unshakable in his purpose. If you lack direction, if you lack discipline, if you lack self-respect, no strategy in the world will make you desirable. But if you cultivate strength, if you forge yourself into a man of value, if you move with the energy of someone who creates his reality rather than reacting to it, attraction becomes inevitable. Stop seeking validation, stop hoping to be chosen. Become the man who must be chosen, not because he manipulates or begs, but because his existence demands recognition. Women do not grant attraction out of pity. They surrender to it when they encounter something undeniable. Be undeniable. Be relentless in your pursuit of excellence. Be the man who does not need attention, yet effortlessly draws it. When you stop focusing on winning her over and start focusing on mastering yourself, the dynamic shifts. She stops being the prize, you become the prize. And that is when everything changes.